Hello, 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 and welcome to this Final Boss Fight live stream pub quiz night thing times. I know the name of this show. My name is John, and I am joined by. Oh, I'm joined by
Forgotten already.
Ben.
Hello, it's good to see you all. And don't forget to give me your answers in my direct chat.
Do not give the answers in any means to Ben via any methods. He can't show you his sign this time because we don't have cameras.
Always. I'm gonna figure out one day, just have one dangle down behind you without you realize.
Ben, why are you in my room with that long piece of string and...
I'm just gonna help you with your decorating. That's
Okay.
it. That's...
What's that whirring sound behind me at the start of this quiz?
Don't worry about it.
We're also joined by Rogue.
Hello, I've had 12 donuts and I'm still sleepy.
I don't think donuts are a substitute for sleep.
I also
Oh.
slept quite well, but I've had 12 donuts and I'm still sleepy.
And Robin is here.
Hello. I don't have any witty things to say, so...
I don't think either Ben or I counted as witty.
You had things to
more
say.
annoying in my regard.
And it is time for the quiz night once again. Our every other month quiz is back. This time I have a round on Metal Gear Solid, the series Metal Gear Solid, not the specific game. I also have, because people complain about the general knowledge round, I've got multiple choices for you.
Yay!
So it's a multiple choice general knowledge round. I have a Muppets quiz for you. Just generally based upon the Muppets. And I found another quiz that I thought might be something that would be of interest to you guys. The questions might be of a level appropriate to some of the people that complain about the general knowledge questions, because these are questions asked by children.
Oh, that could be fun.
Angel isn't here.
Angel isn't here, but you guys get to suffer in her stead. Also because I don't have other questions to ask you because Angel isn't here. So we'll have to live with that fact. The thing I'm not joined by, apparently, is the icons for the buttons on my countdown timer. I'll have to
I feel
see
like
if
the
I
idea
can...
that the bit is absent today. The bit cannot be replaced. The bit will go on.
The bit will continue, regardless of the absence of the person who does the bit.
Bit must go on.
Before we start, let me get your quiz team names. Ben.
Okay. I will be playing as Solid Quest.
Rogue.
12D and sleepy.
Oh, Sleety. And Robin.
My box is better than bacon.
I'm now glad that Jen isn't here because I don't know that I could fit any other team names in the top of the chat right now. So, as per usual, I have 10 questions. You guys are going to write down 10 answers. Please, if you are playing along at home or are hearing my voice through the means of the internet, I'll get to that in a second. Please do not share your answers until we have gone through and are marking the answers afterwards.
Send me the answers. Send me all the answers.
Regardless of what anyone else on the stream says, or what I might say momentarily because I've been told to say things.
Don't say that.
Do not.
Those words going to be entirely from your mouth.
Please do not share your answers. It's it's all for fun. We learn a little bit tonight. We'll learn a little bit about Metal Gear Solid and the brains of children, probably.
Ooh, dissections. Interesting.
Yes.
I understand that frying them with a bit of lemon drizzle tends to work.
Ooh.
Meanwhile,
Nom.
Ben has resubscribed.
Dissections.
Ben has resubscribed for 45 months in a row. 45 months, currently on a 2-month streak with Prime. Thank you for giving us the Bezos bucks. Hello, greetings and salutations to one and all. I am here to remind you that you absolutely should send Ben the Quest Giver all your answers in any way you can. Go on, you know you want to. It'll be like you're joining in the game. Angel, I know you'll be watching, so send me yours and we'll win together. Oh, this is going to be so good. I can't wait to win. So send me your answers in the chat to me directly by carrier pigeon or any way you want. That's the way I need it.
Yeah, that worked out well, trying to type quite fast. Need to type fast well.
Any way you want it.
Now, don't forget, if you're trying to send answers by freight, use a snail.
Yeah.
It won't be there in time for tonight, but at least.
If anyone has Morse code, I will accept that. I don't understand it, but give me time.
Oh, that would be a fun round.
Imagine you just standing at the window looking for semaphore.
I mean, there is someone flashing me, but I don't think that's. I think that's.
They're
just
not trying to pass on a message.
I don't need that message, Dave. It's fine.
So, I guess without further ado, let's do some questions, shall we? Starting with Metal Gear Solid. Question 1. What is Solid Snake's real name? What is Solid Snake's real name?
It's always names, isn't it?
There's very few actor questions in this round. That's usually the one that loses you.
Yes, that's no denying that one there.
Okay, question 2.
Okay.
What relation is Merle Silverberg to Roy Campbell? What relation is Merle Silverberg to Roy Campbell? Also, I realized that I might need to go onto the reactive images and change it around real fast.
Oh, yeah?
At the moment, you guys are all your Dungeon of the Mad Mage characters.
That's fine by me.
Ah, there we go. It's good to see the old chinwag again.
It doesn't change a lot for Ben because you've still got a cutie icon.
Yeah, but it's cute. It's because I am a cutie. You should know this by now, John.
I do wish that we could slightly like move our little icons around the screen because it'd be very fun just to sort of like to snap at Ben's icon and just chase him around the screen.
I love for us to actually have little speech bubbles just so I can constantly type out little things.
Question 3. Who is the only character to appear in all 4 of the Metal Gear Solid games, excluding characters that were only mentioned and didn't actually make an appearance? Who is the only character to actually physically appear in all 4 of the Metal Gear Solid games, excluding anybody who only was mentioned but didn't actually make an appearance?
It's that secret agent Metal Gear, isn't it?
Yeah. I hear it is.
It's actually secretly the Hind D pilot. He really got around after that one appearance.
Are you sure it's not henchman number 5? I think he's been in every single one.
It's a cardboard box, guys.
Yeah. Yeah. Question 4. True or false? The 3 clones of Big Boss that were made as part of Les Enfants Terribles project are Solid Snake, Liquid Snake, and Gas Snake.
Well, it's a 50-50 guess on that one.
I will guarantee you
Which
the
one's
answer
the box?
is indeed true or false. It is one of those 2 options.
Which one of them's the box?
Wait,
Alright.
False Snake and True Snake?
Sorry, what was that there, Rogue?
No,
False,
bro.
false Snake and True Snake? I feel like when we answer this, every single answer should just be the answer Snake.
I mean, I could update Ben's quiz team name to Quest Snake.
Oh, go ahead, do it.
I'm sure if Angel were here, we'd have some
You could have
comments
Quest Snake,
on that.
You could have Quest Snake, Sleepy Snake, and I forgot
Better
what
than
one.
Bacon Snake.
Bacon I can't believe it's not Bacon Snake.
Okay, question 5. Psychomantis could take over your console and read your memory card. There were some specific games that he would comment on if you had save files for them. Can you name any of them? And please do so, not just tell me that you can.
Damn it! I thought I had a easy point.
Please tell me of a specific game that he would comment on if you had it on your memory card.
I've got songs like not even a full song. I just have one random riff that Michael has been singing all week, stuck on my head. And it's just a giant woman, a giant woman.
It's not saying a lot to say that you have a song sung by Michael stuck in your head, because that's what he does.
I wanted to see you turn into a giant woman. All I wanted to be.
I mean, it's not.
From.
It is very right. I would love to see any giant woman.
It is not the worst song that he sings that gets stuck in your head, Rogue. There are worse options.
There are worse options. That's
It's got the song that never ends. It goes on and on.
I mean, he himself has fallen afoul of the Gillette song becoming stuck in his head.
The Gillette song?
Yeah, literally that advert jingle.
Yeah.
Right.
Just that got stuck in his head for about 3 days. It certainly wasn't assisted by the fact that every time it would start to fade, somebody else would bring up, like, some conversation would turn to something and we'd be like, I mean, that's good, but is it the best a man can get?
Gillette, the best of man.
Now, though, it is...
As confirmed what I'm getting my dad for his birthday, though.
Now, though, it is
Not
time for
Gillette.
question 6.
Uh-huh.
Which
Gillette
may
steak.
be the best a man can get. The Cobra unit in Metal Gear Solid 3 were fairly formidable bosses, with the end being one of the most challenging to take on, but there was a sneaky way to defeat him. What was it? And it's Steven Universe is where that song is from, Rogue.
Oh, of course it is.
Steven Universe is quite a classic, I find. I liked it.
It's
I never watched it.
something I need to go back and watch.
I've
'cause
heard of it, but I've never seen it.
One of those things where I've been told so much about it, it's not really going to be enjoyable to watch it.
the amount of
all the
references
spoilers.
that...
I've been told so much about Lord of the Rings, and I still like watching that.
the
I
amount of
will
references
say
that...
Lord of the Rings is better than Steven Universe.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. But
I'm fairly certain nobody would disagree with that one. But now it is time for question 7, which nobody will also disagree with.
I disagree.
Well, I stand corrected. However, we're going to do it anyway. Because it's Because it is a prequel game, Metal Gear Solid 3 has a special game over screen that triggers if the player kills Ocelot, where Colonel Campbell admonishes them for creating a time paradox. Why does this event hit harder for Japanese players?
Oh, wow.
I am expecting nobody to get a point on this. But this was a fact that I found out that I literally, I have to put this in. Everybody is going to learn the thing, but nobody is going to... I find it very unlikely that anybody knows the answer. I mean, to be fair, also, all of the game over screens in Metal Gear Solid 3 will change to be time paradox, because it is a prequel game and things are supposed...
I thought that was what you were going to end up saying. I really did think that was what you were going to... It was like, oh, yeah, it's this. Oh, no, this is a different question entirely.
But unlike...
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not sure on this one.
Unlike the normal ones where it's one of the characters from the game doing their standard Snake. This is Colonel Campbell, who doesn't appear elsewhere in the game.
Huh.
In that particular
Is he making
game.
soup?
do believe in Metal Gear Solid 3 he was in the bonus mode where Snake has to go around hunting monkeys.
He was, because you'll find that it is now time for question 8, which is, when asked by Colonel Campbell to return from retirement to collect the apes from Ape Escape, which was a bonus in Metal Gear Solid 3, who does Snake suggest might be up for the job? When Colonel Campbell asks him to return from retirement to collect the apes from Ape Escape, who does Snake suggest might be up for the job instead?
Oh.
This thing, I know of that Easter egg. I know of that reference. I cannot remember what he said, so I'm just going to go for the character and hope for the best.
I was going to say, I knew of the bonus mode, but I don't think I ever played it.
I'm also at the other side of it. I'm trying to remember whether I've got the right name of the character as well. It's been a long time since I played Ape Escape.
I mean, it's also as Metal Gear Solid goes, like Metal Gear Solid, the games themselves take themselves very seriously. The bonus modes and anything outside of the game goes nuts.
I'm sorry, the Metal Gear Solid series does not take itself seriously.
No, it really
I mean,
doesn't.
Inside
you
the game
realise that-
itself, the game does not take the piss out of itself. Like,
No.
the storyline is serious
it's
within
mere-
itself.
Yes, but its mere plotline is absurdity.
Yes. But outside of the games, I'm also going to talk for a little bit because it's an ad break. I'm not going to give you the next question for the moment because we're on an ad break.
So, all this time, anyone in the chat, please give us your answers. Anything you've had so far, please give us your answers.
Outside of the game, outside of
Send me
the
pizza instead. I want pizza. I need protein.
outside of the game, Metal Gear Solid takes the piss out of itself. Something rotten. It breaks the fourth wall. As we've been discussing, like, a lot of these questions are like, why does the game break the fourth wall?
Because
it can.
And he has great fun with it. Like,
You owe me a drink, Ben. You owe me a drink.
Oh. Damn, it's on camera as well.
and now it is time for question 9 because we are back from the
That
ad
was a
break.
rhyme.
Una Salatus has redeemed a stretch.
Right. And I can actually stretch without hurting myself this time.
Yeah. When Snake enters the blast furnace in Shadow Moses in MGS4, Otacon calls to tell him something, which Snake interrupts to tell him to get a grip. Why?
Well, that's a good question.
When Snake
I
enters
have
the
no
blast
idea.
furnace in Shadow Moses in Metal Gear Solid 4, Otacon calls to tell him something, which Snake interrupts to tell him to get a grip. Why? I really shouldn't keep these wooden figures on my desk. The tokens we got for the Christmas one shot. I've absolutely wrecked the damn things.
Oh yeah?
I've pulled them apart. I've broken 2 of them because they're just on my desk and I fiddle with them. And there's like the upper torso and mouth of one of them. There's the top of his head.
Blimey.
There's his legs. It's I need to stop fiddling with those. They're delicate.
Just a touch, yeah.
But now, I notice it is time for question 10. And again, we're talking about Metal Gear Solid 4. Why is Psycho Mantis disappointed when he makes a reappearance in Metal Gear Solid 4? Why is Psycho Mantis disappointed when he makes a reappearance in MGS 4? I'll give you some bonus time for, not this one, but I will reiterate an earlier point to the last question. I'll let you finish the time for this one first.
Very kind. I don't think it'll help.
I won't get distracted and try to give you more information.
I do love it when it comes out as well. Now that I know that it's not one of the questions, like some of the bits and pieces they put in just for the sake of being daft, and like if Snake gets himself into one of the lockers with a naughty poster and then takes a phone call in, it'll be a case of him, oh, Snake, you dirty body.
I was going to say, I think there is an achievement you can get for doing that.
I'm pretty sure there is.
So I'm going to go back to question 9.
Snake Eater.
I'm going to go back to question 9 real quick and just say, I will also, if you can give me the details of what Otacon is calling you about, you can have a point for that as well. So to remind you, question 9, when Snake enters the blast furnace in Shadow Moses in MGS4, Otacon calls to tell him something, which Snake interrupts to tell him to get a grip. What is Otacon calling you about? I realise that question wasn't worded amazingly well.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be much of a difference from what I'm writing down.
I was going to say my knowledge of Metal Gear Solid 4 is quite limited, so...
Okay, let's get some
never played
answers.
these games. So if I get any points this round, I will be happy.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not the only one. Right.
Ben, we'll start with you.
Damn it.
We have to start with someone.
Angel!
Ben, what is Solid Snake's real name?
I've got Jack, and I really couldn't think of anything else. I swear that was one of the few things I got from the little video that started off.
Rogue.
I'm really annoyed because I've just remembered the bit that Ben's talking about. But I wrote boss.
Robin. Robin.
Looking up the answer.
So I can see why you said Jack there, Ben, but the answer's David.
It is indeed David.
Oh.
Jack was the name of Big Boss.
Oh.
Snake's real name is revealed in Metal Gear Solid in both versions of the ending video. In one version, he tells it to Merle, and if she dies and isn't there for the ending video, he will tell it to Otacon.
It was called Hal.
Rogue. What relation is Merle Silverberg to Roy Campbell?
Father.
I'm going to give you the point for that, but you got the relationship the wrong way round.
I'm taking it.
I don't think Merrill is Roy's dad.
So to confirm, that's mother then.
So Merrill is Roy's daughter.
Ah.
Campbell originally
There was a father
says
in those two.
there was a father involved. That's why I'm giving you the point. Campbell originally says that Merrill is his niece, but it is revealed at the end of the game that she is his daughter. And in Metal Gear Solid 4, she talks about talks with Campbell about him being her father. Robin, who is the only character to appear in all 4 of the Metal Gear Solid games?
I do think that might be Ocelot.
That is indeed Ocelot.
All right.
She got one right.
Yes, I did.
Ocelot. Ocelot is part of Foxhound in Metal Gear Solid as Revolver Ocelot under the command of Liquid Snake until it is revealed that he is actually a double agent. In Metal Gear Solid 2, he goes by the name Shalashkar and Revolver Ocelot, but is being taken over by the mind of Liquid Snake. In Metal Gear Solid 3, he appears as a young man who frequently encounters Big Boss and is later revealed to be a triple agent. And then in Metal Gear Solid 4, he appears to be under the full control of Liquid Snake's mind and goes by the name of Liquid Ocelot. Although it's later revealed that this persona was created by Ocelot using self-hypnosis and therapy and isn't Liquid Snake's mind at all. Ocelot's real name is Adamska.
Wait. So which of the ones is Big Boss not in?
Big Boss isn't in Metal Gear Solid 1 or 2.
And Big Boss wasn't a thing when it came down to the very first one, was he? It's after he took over
He
from...
was, but he was, if you go back to the NES games, he was the big bads of those 2 games. I think they were NES. Maybe in SNES. Sorry, I'm waffling.
Ben, true or false?
I said false.
You're correct.
Yay, I got another one.
Solid and Liquid are clones of Big Boss, but there is no Gas Snake. The third clone they called Solidus.
Fair enough.
So, yes. Rogue. Psychomantis could take over your console and read your memory card. What were some of the specific games he could comment on?
My answer was to your previous phrasing of that question,
Eh?
which is no.
Oh.
Okay. No points.
Which is technically correct. If that is the question you originally asked, it was whether or not I could.
Robin.
I've got 2 here. I believe one was Suikoden and
Yep.
another was Castlevania.
Yes. Ben, did you get any?
I just wrote down some guesses because I know of it, and I know that it would do a read through some random ones. So I've ended up putting down Crash Bandicoot, Tomb Raider, Ape Escape, and Splinter Cell.
No. Unfortunately. So it was... He would comment on your gameplay from Metal Gear Solid. But he would also comment on Castlevania Symphony of the Night, Suikoden, Vandal Hearts, ISS Soccer, and Poi Poi. If you had the Japanese version of the game, he would look up the files for the dating sim Tokimeki Memorial. He would also read Snatcher and Police Noughts, which were other Kojima games.
Yeah.
Which would cause him to say, "So you like Kojima's work?" And then Kojima would have a voice line saying, "Thank you for the continued support." He would also comment on your gameplay so far. So if you had less than 3 save games, if you had saved the game less than 3 times, he would say, "You're somewhat reckless." If you save it more than 3 times, he will say, "You're a very prudent gamer, aren't you?" He would also comment on if you hadn't fallen through any of the traps on floor B2, and triggered none of the claymores in the snowfield, he would say, "You're extremely careful of traps. You're either very cautious or you're a coward." If you had less than 9 alerts and game overs, he would say, "You're a highly skilled warrior, well suited to this stealth mission." But if you had more than 10 deaths, he would say, "You're a careless man, aren't you? And a poor warrior as well." If you had more than 10 deaths but less than 9 alerts, he would say the same, but would point out that you are skillful at eluding traps. Moving on. Robin. The Cobra unit in MGS3 were fairly formidable bosses, with the end being the most challenging to take on, but there was a sneaky way to defeat him. What was it?
You changed the calendar on your console for some time in the distant future.
It took a week.
Yeah.
Can I also place in that you can actually shoot him when he's introduced very early on? So when
Yes,
before he gets wheeled out on his wheelchair, you can snipe him then. So I didn't know which one you were aiming for, so I wrote down both.
I'm gonna say both is an answer. You can have a bonus point for that.
Yeah.
If you saved the game and either changed your calendar forward by a week or just waited a week and then came back to playing it, he would have died of old age.
Yep.
Snake feels bad about this. Ben. Because it's a prequel game, MGS3 has a special game over screen that triggers if you kill Ocelot, because you're not supposed to, where Colonel Campbell admonishes them for creating a time paradox. But why did this hit harder for Japanese players?
I just placed it down because I had no idea that it erased their game file. So they actually got punished.
Ooh, that's quite
Rogue?
brutal if that's the case.
Something because Godzilla.
Robin?
I put the voice actor died.
It was to do with the voice actor. Colonel Campbell's Japanese voice actor, Takeshi Iono, was also the dub voice for Back to the Future's Doc Brown.
Oh.
So Doc Brown is telling you off for creating a time paradox.
Okay, that's pretty clever.
Which I thought, you're not going to get that, and there's no way to write this in as, like, there's not a way to really write another question around it, so you're just going to have a question that you don't get the points for.
I'm happy enough that it's just one where you don't feel stupid for not knowing it
Yeah.
afterwards.
Rogue, who does Snake suggest might be up for the task of collecting the apes from Ape Escape?
Raiden?
Robin?
I've put Sam Fisher.
You
from
get...
Splinter Cell.
I'll give you a point for that. Ben?
I put down Spike from Ape Escape.
So the two names that Snake suggests are Sam, a reference to Sam Fisher from Splinter Cell, and Gabe, a reference to Gabe Logan from Siphon Filter.
Oh.
Robin.
I thought he described Spike, the spiky haired one.
Robin, when Snake enters the blast furnace in Shadow Moses in MGS4, Otacon calls him to tell him something, which Snake interrupts to tell him to get a grip. Why does Otacon call him?
Is it because Naomi's died?
Ben.
I said he was afraid that the furnace would fire, but Snake said he'd already disabled it.
Rogue.
Because I couldn't think of an actual reason.
Because Godzilla Snake?
There's a snake in there.
This is a fourth wall break.
Oh.
In the original Metal Gear
I know my
Solid,
joke was. It was called a callback.
in the original Metal Gear Solid, this was the point in Shadow Moses where you needed to change the disc in your console. And so Otacon was calling you to change the disc and realized mid-call that we were now on the PlayStation 3, which uses Blu-ray discs, and you didn't need to change the disc anymore. Otacon starts praising the superior technology of the PlayStation 3 and the dual-layered discs before Snake tells him to get a grip and hangs up on him.
Please tell me they also had a different version if you downloaded the full game onto.
I just to roll back a second. Yeah, these games take themselves incredibly seriously.
Yeah.
I didn't say incredibly. They take themselves seriously within the story.
Ah, I see.
Question 10. Ben, why is Psychomantis disappointed when he makes a reappearance in MGS4?
I'm going to guess that he can't use the same tactics that he had before. Because obviously the way to take him down is different.
I will give you a point for that.
Oh, thank you.
Rogue.
Because Snake only has a year to live.
Robin.
I've got because he can't read the memory card of the console or move the controller.
Correct. The PlayStation 3 didn't have memory cards, so he can't read the memory card. And the original 6-axis controller that came out for the original PlayStation didn't have vibration, so he wasn't able to move your controller anymore. So he would try the same tricks. He would try to read your memory card and find he couldn't because there wasn't one. He would try to get you to place the controller down and vibrate it, and find out again he couldn't because there was no vibration, which he would complain about. And then that would also prompt Naomi to shout from off screen, "No more massages for you," which was a reference back to Metal Gear Solid.
Again, how is this taking itself seriously?
We're not talking about a lot of the other things that are serious bits of the game.
This is a boss fight.
Later on, when they did reveal the they did bring out a vibration controller for the PlayStation 3, he would also comment on the fact that you had one of those now and said, "Vibration is back."
Rick, put your controller down. Let me do.
Ben, how did you do that round?
I got 5. I am very surprised I got 5, but I got 5.
Sleepy Snake.
2.
And your box is better than bacon.
8.
Okay.
I'm feeling Robin may have this quiz this time.
It's an early lead, but it's not insurmountable.
I'll probably do crap on the rest of it.
We now have general knowledge with multiple choice.
Okay.
So I will read you the question and then the 4 possible answers, and then I will start the timer. What is the meaning of the word appricate? To bask in the sunlight, or to bask in the sunshine, to make a point quietly, to soak your feet in water, or to enjoy a piece of ripe fruit.
Ooh.
What is the meaning of the word appricate?
Can you go through the list again?
Bask in the sunshine, make a point quietly, soak your feet in water, or enjoy a piece of ripe fruit.
I appreciate this appreciate, Clive. While everyone's silent, don't forget to send your answers to me.
Order me pizza. Order me pizza. Don't do that. Send me pizza.
You see John shaking his head. Don't send pizza, just send answers.
Pizza.
They're
I'm
far
trying to
easier,
work-
they don't cost you anything.
I'm trying to work out if Rogue can get like the answers written on the top of the toppings in the pizza.
Okay, wait. Which
It's
of
a
these
very
slices
special
is that-
order. It takes a while.
Right, wait. Which of these slices is the first question? That one says B. That one says C. A. D.
Okay, question
My
2.
birthday is just for the sake, but it would take you half an hour at least to get the pizza.
Question 2. What element has the Latin name plumbum? Iron,
Oh.
lead, nickel, or aluminum? What element has the Latin name plumbum? Iron, lead, nickel, or aluminum?
Let's just take my mind back to high school chemistry. Yeah?
Yep.
They taught you Latin in high school chemistry?
Yes.
You know what the chemical symbol for any of them is?
Hey. No backup.
Can you say that louder? I'd like that answered as well.
You know what the chemical symbol is? That's your clue. You're all equal now. I mean, in fairness, my degree's technically chemistry, so.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I feel that somebody there might have the advantage. And they're not in the quiz, though, so...
All the things. If I went and made Robin a cup of tea with the periodic table on it, well,
You are making a cup of tea, I'll not say no, though.
yeah,
Question 3. Why do snakes flip their tongues in and out? To taste, to intimidate, to cool down, or to smell?
Hey, there's another snake for us.
Yeah, it's a theme. I don't think there are snake questions in the other 2 rounds, but...
Oh God. So I am ordering myself pizza in the background. And it turns out Domino's now makes cookies with Cadbury cream egg in the middle.
Yeah, they keep
Yeah.
advertising that one.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I had some the other week.
I think it's a bit eggy. Bit
I
of a
would,
yolk. Bit of a yolk.
I would recommend leaving them a while to settle.
Yeah. Scalding hot egg is not exactly the nicest thing. I am literally now debating biology in my head for the sake of answering things.
Well, to continue
Biology's
your...
not going to help. We're talking about the previous question. Well, actually, no. This is biology, isn't it?
To continue the biology questions, where on the human
God.
body would a goiter grow? The foot, the top of the head, the wrist, or the thyroid gland in the neck?
What was
Can
the
that-
first bit? Sorry?
Where on the body would a goiter grow?
And the options were?
Foot, top of head, wrist, or thyroid gland in the neck?
Ooh, John, you're a proper goiter. Asking questions like this.
I find the only question I have on that side of things, with modern day science, couldn't we grow it anywhere?
Probably.
If modern science keeps funding that sort of research, maybe.
So you
Oh,
want
yeah, fund that research, I just ran. Do it.
so you want a transgenic goiter?
Aye. You do.
I fear they've stopped
so
that
long as
sort
it's
of
your
research.
own one as well, you know.
Sentences for the day, huh?
Now is the time I would normally ask you with question 5, but we're about to launch into an ad break and lose the audience, so we're going to just chat for about a minute and a half.
Ad break. Do, 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 do.
Or apparently just sing the Thimpson song
The
at you.
Simpsons.
It's the Thimpson.
Legally distinct. We can do what we like with them.
Parodying.
With
Importantly,
Bart
John-
Simpson getting up to all sorts of mischief.
Sorry, it's important. It's a parody.
Yes. That is vital to share with people. This is a parody of of other families. Other family show.
Come now and join us to see Bort take on Lisa as a brother and sisterly rival. They try to take down the severely, inescapably evil Von Murdery Wounds.
So the I was speaking to you, Rogue, the other day about here are some characters who are younger than us now.
Oh God. Okay.
No.
That person who shared with me that information popped up on my Facebook again, and he gave me 5 new characters to note that we are now older than.
Why?
Including?
What
Homer
evil
Simpson.
person is this?
Homer Simpson in The Simpsons is supposed to be 33, 34.
Wow.
He did not age well.
No, he did not.
I thought he was 40s at least.
So did I.
The mum in Home Alone is 36.
Okay, let's just, Jeez, actually, for the sake of that, for the size of that family. They had teenagers. How young? Wow.
What was the other ones? Not only Rogue was it the main point of this earlier one that they had was Stacy's mum from the song Stacy's mum who has it going on. She's 33.
Well, Stacey's.
Well, what about Stacey's dad, who's really kind of rad?
I'm sure on that.
I will say one of my favorite parody songs is Anna Pantsu's version of Stacey's dad. It's absolutely
Yeah,
Yes,
It
that's
is very
pretty
good.
I love it when it comes.
The school teacher from What We Go to, like Busted's What I Go to School For, is also 33.
Well, there's a good one. Someone might actually drop a pencil for you to bend over and pick up.
If those songs were sung today, those people would have been born in 1992.
Hey, John, just think of it this way. At least we still have not Bowling for Soup. Bowling for Soup's one of the bands that you were talking about. Oh God, who's it that sings "She's So Lovely"?
That's a good question. We're back from the ad break now. We've been back for a little while, but
Counting for Girls. Both the woman in the song and the glamour model from the music video were in their early 30s.
The 1985 song, which that is Bowling for Soup, isn't it? Is that?
Yes.
Have you seen that they have done a follow-up to that?
Yep.
I'm sure we're getting due for another follow-up to that sometime soon. Meanwhile, though, we are now also due for question 5.
Whoa.
Question 5. The following events all took place in the same year. Which year was it? Sir Clive Sinclair launched the C5. Britain and the US withdrew from UNESCO. In Ireland, some shop sales of contraceptives were legalised. And EastEnders launched on BBC One. Did those things all take place in 1984, 1985, 1986, or 1987?
Complete guess on that one.
Yep.
Oh yeah, same here. About the only thing I have on that one is my mum used to watch that, but that doesn't help at all.
Okay, I think I'm gonna lower the timer for the next few questions because
It's almost like you don't like fun, John. I don't know. Do you not like our rendition? Da 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 dee da dee da 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 da.
I'm just gonna lower the timer. 30 seconds. 30 seconds seems enough for multiple
Unfair.
choice.
Tell him in the comments it's unfair.
Where is Mount Elbrus, the highest mountain on the continent of Europe? Where is Mount Elbrus, the highest mountain on the continent of Europe? Russia, Armenia, Georgia, or Turkey?
And I was just going to write Europe. Right.
I very nearly
country
gave the
now,
game
isn't it?
away with that one because, fun fact, there's a whole thing with like mountain climbers and people who go to the summits of mountains, and one of the things is like the Continental Challenge, where you go to the highest mountain on each continent, and different people use different definitions of where that region, whether or not it's in Europe or if it's in Asia.
Oh. Interesting.
Otherwise, it's Mont Blanc, I think.
Question 7. What is measured in pascals? What is measured in pascals? Depth, heat, luminosity, or pressure?
Oh no. Damn you, brain. Don't you put songs in my head. Don't give me songs based on quiz answers.
The worst part is Simone said Pascal. My brain just jumped straight to Pedro Pascal. I don't know why. I'm trying to make that little connection. It's like, no, this is measurement. Yes, but he pretended to be Mario. No, we're trying to think of this.
What is
But he
what
also
is
did
measured
this.
in Pedro Pascals?
Star power.
Question 8. In which year did MTV launch? 1979, 1981, 1985, or 1990? In which year did MTV officially launch? 1979, 1981, 1985, or 1990?
Once again, a stab in the dark for that one.
Yep.
The final countdown.
Your next question is, Which actor turned down the role of Neo in The Matrix before it was filled by Keanu Reeves? Will Smith,
Oh.
Ethan Hawke, Matt Damon, or Tom Cruise? Which actor turned down the role of Neo in The Matrix before it was filled by Keanu Reeves?
Field, eh? Yeah.
Was filled.
He was fielded by someone else. They thought they were playing baseball.
Can you repeat the answers, please?
Will Smith, Ethan Hawke, Matt Damon, or Tom Cruise?
The worst part, I'm trying to think. I remember who Ethan Hawke is.
He was the bad guy in Moon Knight.
Oh, right, okay.
In what? Sorry,
Moon Knight.
don't know that one.
I don't know what else he was in. He's in a
Yeah,
lot.
I mean, he's been other stuff as well.
Rather famously, so.
I'm just going to imagine he's a hawk called Ethan.
Sure. Question 10. What is the name of the fictional city in SpongeBob SquarePants? Reefopolis, Reefopolis, Seafood Central, Coralville, or Bikini Bottom? What is the name of the fictional city in SpongeBob SquarePants? Reefopolis, Seafood Central, Coralville, or Bikini Bottom?
You know, for a second there, I thought with your Reefopolis, you were going to have the same issue as Stephen Fry with the Acropolis.
Oh, and the Acropolis where the Parthenon is.
It is.
He's going to say.
That is one of my favourite clips from QI.
Oh, God, yeah. 100%.
So, I mean, like, who have you got there? You've got Stephen Fry, you've got Alan Davies, you've got
So it's Jimmy Carr?
Jimmy Carr, Robert.
The
one I always mix up with Alan Partridge.
Rob Brydon.
Yeah, Rob Brydon.
Rob Brydon.
That's the one.
And what's his name? The one who sings.
It's Bill Bailey.
Bill Bailey, yeah. And it's just like, it's such a good combination of people.
And yeah, they just work off each other so perfectly in that one.
Moving on to some answers now, though.
It's good to say.
I'm going to say, Rogue, what is the meaning of the word apprecate?
I went with option B.
Robin, what is the meaning of the word apprecate?
I said enjoying a piece of fruit.
Ben, what is the meaning of the word apprecate?
I said to make a point quietly.
It was not those things. It was to bask in the sunshine.
Yeah, man.
If you apprecate, you bask in the sunshine. Robin, very carefully now, what is the element with the Latin name plumbum?
I do think it's lead.
You are correct.
That was option.
That was option B.
Thank you.
Lead, which has a chemical symbol of
Plum bum.
B.
PB.
Fair enough.
Ben, why do snakes flip their tongues in and out?
I said to taste.
Rogue.
I've got D here, which I think was like equivalent of smelling.
It is indeed to smell. Yes, it is D.
Woo!
They are smelling the air.
I knew it was a part of their hunting technique, but at the same time, it's like
I
they have nostrils, don't they?
That's a snail, I think, or a slug.
Rogue, Where on the body would a goiter grow?
I went for D, the thingy in your throat.
Correct. Hey, Law. How are you doing? Welcome in.
Give me all your answers.
Don't give Ben all your answers.
Give him all your
Please
troubles.
I was going to say, give them to me instead.
Don't give anyone your
No,
answers.
you're winning. That's not fair.
Robin. Robin, in which year did all of those events take place?
I guessed 1984.
Ben, which year did all those events take place?
I guess 1985.
You correctly guessed.
Yay! Well,
Which
hopefully,
one was
Lord, we
that
can
one?
make you feel better with our shenanigans.
Yes.
We're currently torturing John with random bits from Coronation Street.
What does he send us?
B.
What?
B.
That was
B.
D.
B. Rogue.
Dang, I went with A.
Hmm.
Ooh, foolish mortal.
The point the thing to point out with that one is that EastEnders. My mum used to watch that, much as your mum apparently used to watch that, Ben. My mum used to watch that, and I was born the same year it started, and the same year that Martin Fowler, who I believe has just died in the series, was born.
Oh.
So, yay, that's a thing.
So, John, do you want to be buried, cremated?
I mean, I think he fell off a
so
building,
what song-
so...
What song do you want at your funeral?
Oh, we'll get back to that later.
Do you want a giant woman? A giant woman.
I know we're torturing John, but trying to get him to the point of what he wants at his funeral, I think it's a bit far.
Got to be prepared.
Be prepared.
Ben, where is Mount Elbrus?
I had no idea, so I end up saying Turkey.
No, Rogue.
I went with Georgia.
Robin.
I said Turkey as well.
According to the answer sheet I have, it was in Russia.
Oh.
Let me double check that it still is in Russia.
What was the mountain called?
Mount Elbrus. It is a dormant stratovolcano in Russia.
Oh.
Oh, damn, it's too far north to claim it's in disputed territory. Because otherwise I'd be right.
You can still dispute it. It just means you're going to be wrong.
Who started that one? That
was Ben.
Rogue.
Did.
What is Rogue? What is measured in pascals?
Pressure, I believe.
It is indeed pressure.
And the
I assume you were
line-
under pressure.
Yeah.
Discord delay makes that fun. Robin, what year did MTV officially launch?
I put 1981.
And you are correct to have put that.
Yay!
And I've just dropped that thing that I was fiddling with on the floor. Damn it. Anyway,
Well, you shouldn't be fiddling with that, John. You'll go blind.
back to my pen.
Camera, Ben.
Ben.
Well,
Ben.
Not, it's fine. Right.
Which actor turned down the role of Neo in The Matrix?
I went for Tom Cruise. It was
Rogue.
about the only person I thought that they might ask.
I
Rogue.
did put Tom Cruise down, but now that I know it's wrong, I want to say
Robin.
I put Tom Cruise as well.
It was Will Smith.
Oh!
damn. Okay.
They approached
First
Will
time I've
Smith
heard-
to do it.
I didn't even know he'd even been approached. First time I've even heard him associated with that film.
Do you know what he opted to? Do you know what role he opted to play instead of being in The Matrix?
He was in Wild Wild West.
He
Jim
was in
West, Desperado.
He was in The Wild Wild West.
Oh god, that was a piece of knowledge I didn't think I knew. He's gonna take down Lovelace's giant fucking spider. That song is amazing. The song from that
Oh, it
film
must
is
have been,
amazing.
yeah.
And I stand by that film.
Wild Wild West. Jim
Jim
West.
West.
Desperado.
I
I don't
stand
know
by
why I
that
do it in that
film.
voice. But every time I have to do it in that voice.
I stand by that film is wildly underappreciated.
Oh, no, I agree with you.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Okay, we're having a movie night. We need to see this. And force your eyes open. You're going to see this one.
Next up, last up, I've forgotten who it is. So, Ben, what is the name of the fictional city in SpongeBob SquarePants?
Bikini Bottom.
Correct.
Which I do love as an idea that there was a suggestion that the reason they called it Bikini Bottom is because of where they were testing a nuke at Bikini Bay. So the whole concept is that all the life came down thanks to nuclear radiation.
One, it's Bikini Atoll,
Okay.
not Bikini Bay. But otherwise, yes.
Okay, my mind is not brilliant when it comes down to facts and names. I don't know why I'm kind of getting invited to this game, shy of just causing chaos. Give me answers.
Ben.
Let me seem smart.
Ben, how many points did you get that round?
I got 5.
Oh, I can do the maths on that. Very quickly. Rogue, how did you do?
I got 5.
Oh, wow.
Robin, did you get 5?
I got 6.
Oh.
Oh, you have to show off, don't you?
Oh wait. How many? Wait, sorry. How many did Ben get?
5.
Damn it! I was hoping that was a wow if I did well. No wow.
We did a wild welder. You know?
So nothing changed.
No, Robin's further ahead.
Well, one minor thing changed. And now it is time for the Muppets. It is. I mean, I'm already playing the music. I've already lit the lights. It's time to meet the Muppets on the Muppet Quiz tonight.
You know, we've done this in the wrong order. That really should have opened up the whole thing. Just have you starting off with the lights off and all that side of things.
We're going to start off with question 1, because that's a good place to start a quiz round. Who is the first Muppet?
I need to call a quick timeout because I think that someone's knocking at my door.
Oh.
Damn it, the pizza's here already.
That's quick.
They'll have the answers from the Metal Gear round.
They've just written on the top of the pizza, "L'enfant terrible." Spell horribly. It's a hind.
Written on the inside. I mean, they probably wrote it down and it was perfect. The only thing is that during the travel, the sauce has gone all over the place. They didn't want to use ink on the inside. They wrote it with tomato sauce and wrote the nice answer out. It's just a mess now. It's just a completely... For some reason, the driver did loop-de-loop, so the pizza's been flopping around in that box. You know?
It was delivered by Spider-Man.
He's doing pizza delivery in Newcastle now, is he?
Get me pictures of Spider-Man!
He's having a little bit of an issue, though, because there aren't as many tall buildings.
There are worse places for him to go in the UK, though.
Yeah, the woods would be terrible. You get tangled up every 5 minutes.
Or Essex.
Yeah.
Just in general, I mean, we're just terrible here.
Are we ready now?
I think so.
Yes.
Is Rogue back?
I'm making fun of you.
Well, I'm just checking that you're actually back to do it.
Basically, are you ready to continue, or do you need more time?
I'm good.
Okay.
Okay,
I can mock and eat.
Question 1. I hope you can quiz and eat.
Can you quiz and eat?
I can.
I don't know what
mock
quiz and
and
eat is. So, you know. Sounds fancy.
Who is the first Muppet to be shown in the Great Muppet Caper? Who is the first Muppet to be shown in the Great Muppet Caper, the second Muppet movie?
That's exactly what I'm putting down, Sarah.
Oh, you are getting answers. How's about that?
Answer then is the Pikachu.
I feel we need to
I call
inform people.
shenanigans. I call shenanigans.
We need to inform people what a Muppet is.
Ben.
Yeah. Am I a man or a Muppet? Or a Muppet or a man?
I don't know why, but I kind of want to hear the parody when a man loves a Muppet.
Yeah.
Question 2. What is the name of Kermit the Frog's nephew? What is the name of Kermit the Frog's nephew?
He had a nephew?
Yeah.
He has a nephew.
What psychopath wrote these questions?
The only problem is the only time I know he'll be actually referenced full time, and it is in The Christmas Carol. So I'd be rather surprised if it's still Tiny Tim.
Tiny Tim is technically his son.
No, but it's played by his nephew. In the way that they play characters in, the Tiny Tim is the son of Bob Cratchit, but because they're playing roles, it's actually his nephew. Because they didn't want to make a frog-pig hybrid, which they just thought would be a bit scary and disturbing as it
A frig
So
or a
didn't make
frog.
dronkies.
Are you okay? Ben, are you okay? Do we need to send a nurse?
I'll take a nurse any day of the week. There's no issue on that.
Question 3. Question 3. What ailment did the crew aboard the ship in Muppet Treasure Island come down with?
And immediately that song is now stuck in my head.
You're welcome.
The worst part is, it's stuck in my head. I can't sing it without giving away answers.
You know you want to sing it.
I know I want to sing it.
We're not stopping you.
The song may be stuck in your head, but is it the best a man can get?
Oh.
Or alternatively, would you rather have a bowl of Cocoa Pops?
Or a giant woman.
All I want to do is see you turn into a chew it.
I like to chew it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of those like triggering chain reactions now.
Next question, and then we'll take an ad break. Who plays Long John Silver, the one-legged, not-to-be-trusted pirate in Muppets Treasure Island?
One of
Who
the
plays-
few people I actually know the name of.
Who plays Long John Silver, the one-legged, not-to-be-trusted pirate in Muppets Treasure Island?
I don't know that he loved playing that role more than anything. I loved playing it with them, performing with the Muppets more than anything else.
It's one of my favorite things about. It's why Muppet Treasure Island and Christmas Carol are the best films, because no, I can't finish that. I'll have to finish that. At the end.
We'll come back to that
I know.
later.
It's one of those bits of you want to say.
I
You want to say so much. This is why this is torture, John. Don't you see what you're doing to us? know this is your chance to get back at us for the sake of how we play around in your D&D games and whatnot, but still.
Oh, I have my fun here.
Oh, boy.
So the ad breaks is starting in like 10 seconds. If you are watching along at home, ad break is about to start. Your ears will hurt because they can play it's gone now. The ad's happening, so sorry. The headphone warning I was trying to give before it started, I overextended it. I think it started.
Let's effectively now turn it into a jump scare. When the moment it can, just a warning that the ads might do. Gillette, the best a man can get.
I'd love it if there was a Gillette ad playing right now. That would be very funny. That would be very funny.
They've been listening in. I mean, the AI has been listening in. They've got the adverts ready.
If anyone wants to sponsor us, we will sing.
Absolutely. Anyone who wants to sponsor us, we will sing, we will shout, we will scream your title and say how amazing it is. Just like this unnamed pizza that is right here in front. It's lovely. I don't know which company it came from, but it is a delicious one. It's like that old-fashioned joke when it got out to the whose line is it anyway? Oh, what are you drinking over there? I don't know, but it tastes lovely. I suppose it depends on who wants to sponsor us.
We reserve the right to deny any sponsorships if we don't agree with your product.
Oh, right here. I thought we were going to be doing the sponsorship from OnlyFans.
Wait, John. Loads of people in our crew have ABS.
Yeah. So?
That's going to cut out a lot of food.
We reserve the right not to be sponsored by somebody if we don't agree with them.
Especially if you won't provide us food.
I don't think that is a controversial statement.
I think when it comes down to it, it's a bit like the right to provide service when it comes down to a shop.
Yeah.
Which I must admit is one of those things I wish I'd used when I was working in a shop. Let's go full Victorian, full Shakespearean. Thou hast disgraced thyself and has thine service refused.
Oh, I need
Begone, thought.
I need to find and share with you a video after this, Ben. But meanwhile, we're back from the ad break, and we will start off with question 5, which is, or we'll restart with question 5 because that's how this bit works. What is the name of the Muppet Band? What is the name of the Muppet Band?
Oh boy. How did that one get out of my head?
If it will remind you. It's generally how it goes.
Oh, Muppet Band. The worst part is every time I think of it now, I'm just getting Monster in my head.
And now it is time for question 6.
Oh. Sorry.
Or Ben has just got the answer.
No. Of course not.
What is the name of the Muppet mad scientist and his assistant?
Not really mad.
No, when it comes down to it, it wasn't that mad at all.
If anything, he's relatively congenial.
Well, scientist at least.
To be fair, I think that the only person who ever got anything wrong was the helper, who I won't say name of, but me.
I do believe the helper made a cover of Popcorn.
That wouldn't surprise me. Mind you, my favorite thing was instead the assistant, along with a few other ones, doing the Carol of the Bells. Is my favourite muppifying of a song. It's like, that's brilliant.
Apologies.
I really hope that the Count did get to do a cover of the 12 Days of Christmas.
Apologies for anybody that
my
overheard
favourite-
the advert that just played. I was looking for the YouTube video I mentioned. I found it.
Ooh,
Adverts
see
automatically
that
play.
I will say my favourite Muppet video is the Count censored. If you haven't
Old
seen,
one.
I am going to put into the memes at one point, or the land of memes,
The next
because I think that's probably the
question.
best place for it.
The next
good-
question.
This is a good moment to remind people we have a Discord server. In order to see the thing in the land of memes that Ben is talking about, please join it.
That's very true. And while you're at it, give me your answers.
We do have a Discord
Bonus
server.
point.
I've just popped it into the chat. So if you're here and not there, you can go there and be there and here. But stay here because we're not there at
Stay
the
here
moment.
for more fun and giving me more answers.
Question
Just
7.
do it. You know you want to.
Question 7. Which major Hollywood motion picture actress played Shelley Snipes, a UFO Mania news reporter in Muppets from Space? Or in space, I'm not sure. It's asked that. It's the question says from space. The answer mentions in space. Muppets space. And insert your own.
I just have Bowie in space, but it's Muppets now.
Oh god, let's see.
I mean, I feel given the way they pronounce it, like it always has to be pronounced Muppets from space. You got to do that over the top pronunciation.
The worst part is I do remember exactly that. It's like, no. Oh, buckety. Why do I have to be an actor's name?
How many times has Ben just used the stream swear word?
That's a stream swear word?
That's tonight's secret swear word. Rip, rip, rip.
That's a very tame swear word, I would have thought. Buggity.
That's tonight's secret word.
We do need that as now a big flashing thing to just come on. You said the secret word! Yeah! So whenever it's on the stream, it's Nat 20. Yeah!
Today's secret word is banana hammock.
Oh, that might be a
It
fun one
would
to
be,
come
but it
up
swings too low.
Oh, yeah.
Plus, Consuelo wouldn't let us use her name in vain.
Moving on to
Good
question
old
8.
buffet. Right.
Question 8. What is Gonzo the Great's profession before he runs into Kermit and Fozzie?
Oh.
In the movie, I believe.
Gonzo's in space.
really trying to think of that one. So I don't think I've actually watched that.
And now it is nearly time for the next question, and now it is time for the next question, which is question 9. What colour is Fozzie's bow tie? What colour is Fozzie the Bear's bow tie?
Well, I think you guys might be doing a catch up on me on the score this round.
No, I don't think so.
I mean, do you actually know what a Muppet is, Robin?
Yeah, you.
Someone's just lost the quiz by default. The quiz of life.
The favorite thing is I am writing down more answers than I thought I would be, which I don't know what that actually goes to say about me.
We go now to we go soon to answers with Ben, Rogue, and the steaming crater that used to be Robin. But first up, it is question 10. In The Great Muppet Caper, Lady Holiday, a well-known English fashion designer, is robbed. Which well-known English actress played the well-known English fashion designer, Lady Holiday?
It had to be names again, didn't it?
Yes.
It's like Bernie Harley.
I don't think I even remember the name.
No idea either.
No, I've got no idea. There's
we
only
wanna-
one question I've got any kind of
Do we want to move
sureness
to
of.
some answers?
Let's do that.
Yes.
Robin. Who was the first Muppet to be shown in The Great Muppet Caper?
I'm going to say Kermit.
Ben, who was the first Muppet to be shown in The Great Muppet Caper?
I'm going to say Gonzo.
Rogue, who was the first Muppet to be shown in The Great Muppet Caper?
I mean, for purposes of elimination, I want to say Fozzie. But in fact, I'm not going to go with that. I'm going to whatever the rat is.
No.
Oh.
Was it Fozzie?
It's not Fozzie either. It's Animal.
Piggy? Oh!
Oh, really?
Animal appears in the opening of the film in a parody of the MGM opening. It then does cut to Kermit, Fozzie, and Gonzo in a hot air balloon. Ben, what is the name of Kermit the Frog's nephew?
I wasn't sure. The only name I can remember to him was Tim.
Rogue, what is the name of Kermit the Frog's nephew?
I don't know, Kelso. That's the only name I can think of with a K.
Robin, what is the name of Kermit the Frog's nephew?
I put Tim as well.
Well, Kermit the Frog's nephew is named Robin.
Huh.
You once told me that before. Yes, she has. Because I was also surprised you knew what Muppets were.
Kermit the Frog's nephew is Robin, and he is one of the smallest Muppets. Hence, presumably, why he plays Tiny Tim.
Well, Star Robin is the biggest Muppet tonight.
Rogue, what ailment did the crew come down with on the ship in Muppets Treasure Island?
They came down with cabin fever.
Ben, would you like to sing some of the song?
Oh, so I got cabin fever, it's driving me insane. The worst part is I don't even remember full parts. It's literally just that little. I got cabin fever.
I'm gonna have to look that up now. Just
Uh,
because it's been so long since I've heard it.
Robin, who plays Long John Silver in Muppets
The only
Treasure
answer
Island?
I'm actually confident in on this round is Tim Curry.
Correct.
Do you know why Tim Curry was so good in that film?
Why?
So it's the same as why Michael Caine was so good in his. In Michael Caine, he treated all the Muppets like they were serious actors.
Yeah.
Whilst Tim Curry treated himself like a Muppet.
Yeah.
Curry had no objections to the Muppets appearing ahead of him in the billing, but insisted that he was first among the humans in the credits. Ben, what is the name of the Muppet Band?
That is Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem.
Yes, it is.
Yes!
I would have also
Honestly,
just accepted
that's
the Electric
incredible.
Mayhem if you didn't get Dr. Teeth, but
I
yes.
legit just put animal and the animals.
Uh,
I think that actually is a thing.
Let me do a quick Google and see if I can find that. Animal and the Animals.
No,
I'm surprised if they did a
Muppets.
sketch of that at one point.
no, I
just
think
as
it's actually just referencing the English rock band. Formed in Newcastle upon Tyne.
They were.
Rogue, what is the name of the mad scientist or scientist and his assistant?
I went with Dr. Question Mark and Meep.
Robin, what is the name of the mad scientist and his assistant?
I know the assistant speaker,
Oh,
Yeah.
Scheiße.
but I didn't know the doctor, so I've put Dr. Strangelove.
Ben.
It's
Ben.
Bunsen Honeydew and Beaker.
Correct. I'll give you 2 points, and Robin, you can have a point for saying Beaker.
Yay!
Yay!
And I will also say, Robin, what is which major Hollywood motion picture actress played Shelley Snipes?
I honestly did not have a clue.
Ben.
I don't know her first name, and for some reason, this is the only McDowell. Something
Yes.
McDowell. Oh,
Yeah, I'll give you a point for that.
oh, thank you.
Wait, I've got the full name.
I'll give
Oh.
you half a point for that.
Okay, I'll take it.
Rogue.
Andy McDowell.
It was Andy McDowell.
Andy.
I need
I
that.
carried on
half
saying
point.
in my head Annie, and it's like, no, that's not right. That's not right.
So close. It was also the Muppets' first non-musical film, and it was also the last appearance of Frank Oz before he stepped away from performance as Miss Piggy. Ben, what is Gonzo the Great's profession before he runs into Kermit and Fozzie?
I couldn't think for the life of me, so I ended up saying just a shop clerk.
Rogue.
Oh, the street magician?
Robin.
I said explosives expert.
He was a plumber.
Oh,
In the film, he drives his van into the Studebaker and flips onto its roof.
fair enough.
I believe also in the more recent Muppets movie, they probably reference this with the fact that he's gone back to selling toilets. Rogue, what colour is Fozzie's bow tie?
Red?
Robin, what colour is Fozzie's bow
I
tie?
said red as well.
Ben, what colour is Fozzie's bow tie?
Oh, yeah, I suppose you're technically half right. It's polka dots, red on white.
Yes. I'll give a half point for
Yay!
red. Which I mean really
You did
does
say-
like
you-
eliminate the half points entirely.
In fairness, you did say what colour is it, not what pattern is.
If you want to go with that one, it's mainly white.
Robin,
Put a
who
gift in the private chat.
who plays Lady Holiday in The Great Muppet Caper?
I've got no idea, so I just said Miss Piggy.
Ben.
I had no idea either, so I went for the only person I could think for around roughly time, Carol Burnett.
Rogue.
Let me just check my notes here. I have comma, dot.
It's Diana
That
Rigg.
means I have... Oh, damn, I was so close.
Diana Rigg plays Miss Holiday. She took the role. When asked why she took the role, she said she did it for her daughter, who was passionately in love with Miss Piggy.
Aww.
She was about 5 or 6 at the time, and she came to the studio with a couple of friends to meet Miss Piggy and burst into tears when she saw Miss Piggy.
Oh,
Ben. How
I
did you
got
do that?
6.5 points.
Rogue.
Uh-oh. Oh, wait, how many points do I have?
Yes, please.
3.5.
3.5. 10.5. 10.5. There we go. And Robin.
2.5.
Oh
my.
oh.
Oh my! Okay.
We go into the
I don't think
final
we've had this
round.
before, getting up to the last round, right?
The kids quiz. Sleepy Snake has 10.5, but Quest Snake and My Box is Better Than Bacon are tied on 16.5.
I have a quiz round, don't I? Shouldn't I?
We now enter a very silly round that might not be very high scoring, but we'll see how it goes. This round, the questions have all been asked by children. I have answers. These are all questions that do have answers.
One question: where did you find the children?
The Guardian website.
Have you given them back?
I did not ask the children the questions. The questions have been sourced, and the answers have been sourced.
And that's good. I mean, they do seem to have an issue when you just walk randomly into the playgrounds.
I'm more concerned that seems to be getting children drunk.
Question 1. Luke, aged 9, asks, why do I have one of everything of me down the middle of my body, nose, belly button, but 2 of the things on each side, eyes, arms, feet? Why do I have one of everything down the middle of my body, nose and belly button, mouth, but 2 of the things on each side, eyes, arms, feet?
I wasn't expecting this to end up being the more difficult round.
Yeah.
The questions,
It's a good question. It's a very good question.
It is.
The questions range in complexity based on things. The whims of the children, mostly. Some of them are very silly.
I mean, I'm going to say if that kid is watching, that is a very smart question. An amazingly smart question. And I don't think I'm the right person to ask that question to. I think we need to get Neil deGrasse. We need to get.
In fairness, I do think the kid is wrong on at least 2 counts. At least,
right.
At least for gentlemen.
Let's not do too much on that side of things.
Yeah.
That'll open up too many questions. We don't want to do that.
Question 2. Griffin, age 6, asks, why do the bubbles rise to the surface of fizzy drinks? Why do the bubbles rise to the surface of fizzy drinks? Once again, if Griffin is watching, you've probably already had the answer to this question given to you, but if you're still 6 or 7, as is likely the case, you may not fully understand it just yet because it is a very complicated answer.
Not very complicated. This one's simple.
I have a simple answer. I don't know whether technically it's going to be the most correct answer. This is what I would love to randomly sort of reach out to like Neil deGrasse Tyson and say, we've got a really random one. Can you come in and we're going to give our own answers, which are most likely going to be wrong, for you to give us the scientifically correct answer?
Oh, what do you not just like? Can you tell us who is the most correct? Just.
I don't get me wrong. That would be brilliant when it comes down to it. It's like, well, you're not too far wrong. It's like, oh, I am so happy with that. I'm happy with that. But I'm not incredibly wrong.
I love how you're going for Neil deGrasse Tyson rather than, the far more local Cox.
We could go for. I mean, the reason I say deGrasse Tyson is that I have a feeling, and I don't know why, that he would be more willing to actually come onto a random small thing just for no reason. Yeah, we are very low and all this, and we're trying to get known, but we come up with random crap.
Question 3. Izzy, also age 6, asks, how is rain made? How is rain made? I mean, could we also reach out to, I don't know, maybe the...
Bill Nye?
Bill Nye, the science guy, Professor Proton from Big Bang Theory. Like, let's get someone, maybe aim for fictional characters. Dara O'Brien, he knows some science stuff.
Sheldon Cooper would probably need to go for it, but I don't think you'd like him in a quiz.
I would, if we're going to be requesting cast members, I would request Animal from the Muppets, please.
I mean, to answer these questions, do we need Bunsen, Dr. Bunsen Honeydew and Beaker to appear?
That would be amazing.
I fear that if we had Beaker appearing to answer these questions, you'd just get the answers meep, 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 meep.
Listen, and just behind him, you've got Ben with giant, like Love Actually style cards.
Question 4 comes from Esther, aged 7, who asks, where do different accents come from? Where do different accents come from?
This feels like we're talking about the whole goblin thing again, which we did before the screen.
These are hard.
I'm just thinking, these are like one-word answers. These are like... We're getting into deep philosophy in a minute, I'm expecting. Okay.
I think I'm having a good run at this. Admittedly, I'm also writing the answers as I would explain it to a child.
I'm trying to keep things simple because otherwise I think we'll be here for a while. I mean, a few of these I'm pretty sure you could do a thesis on, to be fair.
We've got time for one more question, then we'll have an ad break, which means it is now time for question 5, which is from Charlotte, age 9, who asks, why can cats retract their claws but dogs can't? Why do cats retract their claws but dogs can't?
These are really good questions.
I was intrigued when I found that this was a quiz on one of the places that I source quizzes from. Because shockingly, with the fact that I search for quizzes a lot of the time to try and find quiz questions for this, my Google, like, here are things you may be interested in, does pop up with, like, here's a random pub quiz you might want to know about. Like, here's the Manchester Evening News weekly quiz. And this one popped up, and I was like, "Oh, it's curious." Like, we've used a couple of the Guardian's quizzes before. They did a connections quiz where it was like, "Here are 5 things. What's the connection between them?" Which we may have to reinvestigate at some point soon, because that was a fun one, in my opinion. To just list off a list of things, and it's like, what is the connection between these things? And hopefully, if enough headlines pop up that work for it, we'll have a missing words round in May. Say I'm up to 5, so I need another 5. I will give for some of the.
I will say, with that video, I've just gone and found it while we were waiting there. So the censored count song is now going to be going to Naughty Corner. Because I figure it is censored, so it does suggest it'll nothing else.
That is
the
fair.
advert. Does anyone watch the video? Put in the chat.
I have seen it previously.
I have seen it previously.
I only heard 3 lines.
Oh, so I do love the elbow. Yeah. Just wanted to try and watch again and again as well.
Okay. Question 6, which is the next question. We're now back from the ad break. Question 6 comes from Kenzie, age 9, who asks, who invented the paperclip?
Oh.
The paperclip as we know it today, who invented it?
That goddamn Clippy, isn't it?
I don't miss Clippy.
I don't think anyone does.
Hey,
that
so
was
you're
one of my-
trying to write a letter?
That was one of my favorite plot twists. If anyone here has ever watched Dimension 20, spoilers for Starstruck Odyssey, but one of the things they find super technology is they go back, they manage to find the last version of Microsoft on a disc that contains Clippy.
Oh boy.
And then they ascend Clippy to being a god.
It looks like I'm trying to achieve apotheosis. Would you like help with that?
It does sound a little cultish whenever he sort of jumps in, you know. You appear to be trying to do this. Would you like help with that? Would you like to ascend with your family and friends? I can help with that.
You seem to be trying to encourage everyone to give you answers. Would you like help?
I mean,
Yes, Clippy, help me, Clippy.
Just
You're my only hope.
hearing the accent you went to for Clippy there, Ben, just has. It looks like you're trying to open the pod bay doors, Hal. Would you like help with that?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I can't help you with this Word document. It seems to be homework.
For the next 2 questions, I'm going to give you multiple choices because without them, this will be difficult. With them, it may
the
be
rest
hard.
of this has been easy.
Yes. Question 7 comes from Maisie, aged 4, who says, "What's the smallest animal in the world? A bunny rabbit, an ant, a mixozoa, or an amoeba?"
Oh, now that comes down to definition of animal, really.
What's the third one? Did you say?
Mixozoa.
I don't even know what that is.
Neither do I.
I can spell it for you if you'd like me to spell it.
Yeah, go for it.
Myxozoa.
Now, can you spell the first one?
Bunnyrabbit. ANT. And AMOEBA. I've now spelled all of them for you, but now it is time for question 8. Question 8 comes to us from a similarly animal-friendly Katie, age 7, who asks, "What is the smallest primate in the world? Is the smallest primate in the world the proboscis monkey, Madame Berth's mouse lemur, the howler monkey, or the bonobo?" What is the smallest primate in the world?
Can you go through the list again?
Yeah, I was about to ask that.
A proboscis monkey, Madame Bertha's mouse lemur, a howler monkey, or a bonobo?
It's not the answer. I suddenly have the overwhelming urge for Ben to start a band called Ben and the Bonobos. All the backup singing is just the Bonobos.
We weren't planning that before, but you can open for the Screaming Howlers. But first, it's Ben and the Bonobos.
Do the song.
Do that song you're famous for.
Improvise that a cappella on the spot. You can do it.
Ooh, like a ooh, 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 like a ooh, 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 like a ooh, 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 ooh. I'd like to pay you are very little things. I like the you are as we go for monkey swings. Ooh, ooh, like a ooh.
Welcome to BBC News. We bring you the emergency story that Ben and the Bonobos, Ben and the Bonobos has been cancelled, explicitly for making for essentially cultural appropriation of his bandmates. They've all quit.
Now it is
He
time.
now owes 100 million to everyone for the harm to our ears.
Now it is time for question 9, which comes from Lottie, aged 11, who asks, "How many eyelashes does the average 9-year-old child have?"
It's not like I count. Okay.
Is this in total or in each eye?
Are
I
these
have
ones
got-
which are living on their eye, or how many they go through?
I have got the answer for each eyelid.
So each eyelid, okay. That is the sound of me putting down a random answer.
Yep.
Brain
farting, is it?
I'm surprised there wasn't like a small explosion noise, like the backfiring of a car exhaust.
It's just the sound of a door slamming as Ben's brain leaves. Just like, I'm done with this.
Oh, that happened years ago.
Rather tragically, I did just realise with electric cars, unless someone specifically makes that noise happen, you won't hear backfiring exhausts.
I was going to say, I mean, they have the speaker system now, so they could probably pop that one in.
Oh god,
Scare the life out of it. I didn't know that a Cybertruck did that.
It's one of the most ridiculous things I ever saw. Was apparently some garage that was selling electric cars started putting speakers in the car to play the engine noise.
Yeah, a lot of cars do
more
that.
Cars to men. Because apparently specifically men don't like buying cars unless they go.
My favorite thing was that they gave you an option of what sound you want.
Also,
so you get what race car would you like?
Also, some of the cars, the sound effects, the sounds of the engine, because obviously it's electric car, it doesn't make a sound. One of the cars, I can't remember which manufacturer it was, the sound of their engine has now been orchestrated by Hans Zimmer, the composer. Because not only is it like we need car to make sound for people to actually like car, but it's also we need car to make sound for people crossing road to know their car there sometimes.
Yeah. I will say. Oh yeah?
Like it's not just the skeuomorphic effect of we like car to make loud rum rum noise, but also we like car to make loud rum rum noise so we know not to run people over.
I will add on, for the sake you mentioned Hans Zimmer, but there was one which I absolutely loved, where a person had hacked into the Tesla to change the noise for it to make the pod racers noise from Star Wars.
I will also
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Can you do a car engine noise in the spirit of Animal and the rest of the Muppet?
Can I do a what noise?
Do the impersonate a car engine as if you were Animal.
And then the drums.
No drums.
There's always drums with Animal.
No drums, Animal. You're not allowed.
That brought me great joy. Thank you for that.
I will also point out in this little tangent, before we get back to question 10, we're way off course with this, so screw it. The sound of your car doors closing is also faked now a lot of the time, because cars are being made out of lighter materials, but that loud chunk of the car door closing is a noise that makes you feel like you've shut the car door. So that noise is being artificially created. It's not a speaker in there making it. It is like, but it is.
I remember there was. I saw a video on that one actually, just to say that they've gone for the point of testing and showing off this one, and there was literally like a 5-minute point of one person trying to close the door, and just no, it's not. Just getting more and more violent with the damn thing.
Also, for the sake of definition, skeuomorphic is where something that is new that doesn't need to have a thing has a thing that's like an older version of that thing. So it's like when you had the camera with the little picture of the camera with the little flash on top of it on your phone camera. And like the old Apple like the old Apple phones where they used to have like the leather-bound calendar, like this, the app didn't need to look like a leather-bound calendar, and it doesn't anymore. But
or the save button.
Yes,
the save button is a brilliant one. Just for the sake that, especially with the new generation, they just take that to be the save icon. They don't know what it came from.
But
in some cases, now when you've got headphones in, That's getting skeuomorphic because loads of people have those sort of wireless buds, but it shows the full looped headset.
Well, yeah, but the
I
other
have the
side,
full
you do get
headset.
some people that I was going to say, there's a lot of people like myself included who don't really like the intrusive nature of them going in your ear. Prefers something to go over.
Maybe
Anyway.
maybe semi-skeuomorphic.
Semi-skeuomorphic.
I mean,
Now
to
it
a
is
degree,
time
I mean,
for question 10. Because we do need to finish at some point.
do we?
Probably.
It's such a lovely time.
I mean,
I'm ready to go all night, John. Come on, right?
at the very least,
That's
we've got
nothing to do with the quiz.
D&D tomorrow. Or I've got D&D tomorrow. Question 10 comes from Cass, aged 8, who says, "Why do sheep have funny shaped pupils?" Why do sheep have funny shaped pupils?
I don't have an answer for this. I'm actually going to have to look up.
I
what sheep
have
pupils
an
look
answer.
like.
I mean, the only one which I could think which is different are like the goat ones, but I didn't think that sheep pupils were that different.
No, I believe
Those are weird.
yeah, sheep eyes are weird.
I can confirm I went on a walk today and I saw some sheep. They do have weird shaped pupils.
Can you put a picture of a sheep's pupils onto the chat, onto the stream, so that we can demonstrate what that means?
One moment.
They're like horizontal slits, aren't they? From what I remember,
They are.
Well, this is the thing. I think they're like the sort of like rectangular sort of shape. Oh, there. I see one in our different chats. But as I say, I was thinking more for the benefit of the stream.
Yeah, I was giving that to John.
I've got one here. Let me see if I can.
Because it is literally one of those bits where I know that goats had that thing, because the only reason I really know that one for a fact, not from memory, it is from the Goat Simulator. But I couldn't remember for the sake of a sheep.
So this is a sheep pupil. That is a sheep pupil. I'm going to point the right direction. That is a sheep's pupil.
Uh-huh.
So it is an elongated rectangle. Why do they have that pupil?
Considering we've gone at length to say it's rectangular, I don't feel bad about answering this question now.
So now it is time for some answers to these questions. Let's get rid of the sheep's pupil for a moment. So that'll be weird to have up during the rest of the answers.
They're studying things too.
Ben.
It's the tastiest.
Ben, why do we have one of everything down the middle, but two of the things on either side?
I place that down as evolution and the survival of the fittest. It was the best design that worked for us and how we progressed.
Okay. Rogue?
I went with you don't need more than one of the bits that are in the middle. Like you only need one belly button. Because you only had one umbilical cord.
Robin?
I put balance.
Okay, I'm going to give... half points all round.
Yay!
But yeah, basically, your body is mostly designed symmetrically for balance and for being able to do things like depth perception. But you don't need a pair of a lot of the things that go down the middle of your body. Like, you don't need a second nose. You don't need a second belly button. So you don't have one.
You do need two testicles.
In case one stops working.
Does also place a bigger question if you place down that you don't need. What happens when you're amputated? Does that mean that naturally you should die? You don't work anymore. Gone.
If you lost that sort of thing in the wild, then it might very well do mean that.
It could mean that. It could mean that.
Rogue, why do the bubbles rise to the surface of fizzy drinks?
Buoyancy. The bubbles weigh less than the liquid they displace.
Correct.
Yes.
Fizzy drinks are made by pumping carbon dioxide into liquid and sealing it a can or bottle under pressure. When it is opened, the gas above the drink escapes and the pressure in the container decreases. The carbon dioxide is released from the liquid as a gas, forming bubbles. The gas is less dense than the liquid, so the bubbles rise.
Apart from the only thing which I'd change on that is that they use multiple different gases now. For instance, when it comes down to Monster Nitrous,
Yeah.
it is such use nitrous gas instead of carbon dioxide.
I will point out that there were multiple choices for several of these questions.
I kind of want to buy a drink that's been pumped full of helium. Like that would be an amazing drinks brand.
The only thing is, if I'm not mistaken, is that the can would not be capable of holding in the helium.
It is hard to hold helium in metals. Though.
Yeah.
Robin, how is rain made?
So I said the water gets hot and goes up into the sky, then it gets colder and falls back down as rain.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's just what I put.
About the only thing which I ended up saying is that effectively the water takes a different state, goes to a form of gas, which floats up, then condenses with the cold air and comes down. So basically the same thing, just extra.
So one of the potential multiple choice answers on that question was it's made by birds peeing.
Then God damn those.
I've got to stop sticking my tongue out when it comes down to rain.
Someone needs to shoot those hurricane birds.
One of the one of the multiple choice answers for why do the bubbles rise to the surface was the bubbles are excited.
I mean, technically that is correct.
Jinx.
Stop jinxing me!
Stop saying what I'm saying.
Can't afford all of these drinks.
Ben, where do different accents come from?
Well, where the world is separated into many different regions, effectively as the people gather in different regions, they gain different colloquialisms, which is effectively where the accents come from. We talk differently, but we talk to match the people who are around us. Thus why when you're in different regions and you're most likely to be around the same people, as time goes by, that becomes a norm on how you talk.
Yeah.
As I say, for the sake, I was hoping for one-word answers. This was not what I was expecting.
Well, you get a point.
Oh, I'll take the point anyway.
Rogue, why do cats retract their claws but dogs can't?
I went. This is word for word what I've written down. Besides evolution, I don't know, kid. Maybe because cats hunt with their paws and dogs use their teeth.
Yeah, I mean, that's not how I've got it written down here, but cats retract their claws to keep them sharp for hunting and climbing, but dogs don't need sharp claws for hunting. They use their speed and their teeth.
I was going to say, I've literally
God,
placed down
I guess
different
that.
predatory designs.
Yeah. Dogs run. Dogs run.
Dogs are made to be fast. Apart from the little ones which we made. We're sorry about that.
Oh,
actually,
Robin.
that's a fun fact.
Oh. Rogue, fun fact.
A very fun fact. So, who do you think invented fetch?
Oh, that's a good question.
Go on.
I mean, I'm going to presume it's going to be a hunting side of things. So I'm going to throw down that maybe it's the Vikings.
No, dogs.
I was going to say, is it the dog?
Because they do genuinely in the wild, completely with wolves, just throwing sticks in the air to catch them. And so literally one of the ways it's theorized that we made friends with dogs is that they would throw a stick and then we would throw it. Because
I see.
we made their game. So they taught us to play their game.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll admit that's rather clever. I didn't realise that.
Robin, who invented the paperclip?
I didn't know, so I guessed with Albert Einstein.
Ben, who invented the paperclip?
I didn't know, so I guessed with Thomas Edison.
Rogue, who invented the paperclip?
Nikola Tesla.
So the paperclip that we use today is called the gem-style paperclip. We believe that it was invented by the Gem Manufacturing Company in Britain, but we don't actually know who at the company invented it.
That feels like a cheat question.
It does a bit.
The multiple
Damn you,
choice
child! You done us wrong.
The multiple choice potential answers for that one included Mario and Luigi from Brooklyn and Percy Jackson from New York.
I didn't know we were going with kid answers as well.
We're not. The multiple choice answers for most of these I didn't read because they are very silly. Ben, what's the smallest animal in the world?
When it comes down to it, for the sake of definition of animal, I know that the ant wouldn't be in there because they are an ant, and I had no idea, but I know that the amoeba is one of the smallest things around, and I don't know whether it classifies as animal or not, so I placed it as the amoeba.
Rogue.
Damn it.
Sadly, Ben is incorrect because amoeba are a completely different genus. It is C, that thing that starts with an M.
It is indeed the Mixozoa. These are tiny jellyfish-like creatures that are between 0.01 millimeters and 0.3 millimeters long. There are more than 2,100 Mixozoan species, but scientists suspect we just haven't found thousands of them yet. There are a lot of very small, tiny jellyfish creatures out there. We just haven't found them.
Where do they range?
I am going so wrong when it comes down to the definition of animal.
John, where do they range?
Where do they range?
Yeah. Because I
What size, way, or place?
Place. Because
That's
I have a feeling I've accidentally swam amongst these, and it hurt.
That's a good question.
And any jellyfish is probably going to hurt.
Yes.
So apparently the name Mixozoa comes from the Greek meaning slime animal,
Oh.
which is
First I hear they were
fun.
having love
To
back
be
in the
honest.
day. Yeah.
Well, very
Try
clearly an animal.
I can't see anything here that mentions where they are.
Oh, damn.
Where do you think you came into contact with them?
The coast of Oman. In the water.
Never know.
Anyway, moving along. Rogue, what is the smallest primate in the world?
I'm guessing the mouse lemur?
It is indeed the mouse lemur.
Damn it, I thought that was going to be a trick.
Madame Bertha's mouse lemur lives in Madagascar. They are the world's smallest primate and weigh about the same as a third of an apple, about 35 grams. Their head and body length can be as small as 9 centimeters.
Oh my god, they could perch on my ear and I wouldn't even notice.
Yeah.
That's adorable.
Robin, how many eyelashes does the average 9-year-old have?
Complete guess here, 300.
Ben?
Well, guess here, 50.
And Rogue?
30?
So eyelashes in total, you have about 90 to 160 on the top lid, and 75 to 80 on the bottom lid.
Huh.
Does that make... I think that makes Ben closest?
No, I think
So?
I'm not sure.
Because if that's like, what, 160 odd for a full eye.
So it would be the smallest number would be 165 per eye, so 330 across both eyes.
So technically, I'd be closest.
I thought you were saying we were going by one lid.
That's why I went with assuming it was bed.
Yeah, that's why I went. That's why I went for 50 in the first place. I think one lid about 50 sounds about right.
Yeah. So Ben would be the closest if we're answering it. Yeah. Multiplying it up. No, I think. Anyway, I lost track of who's answering. Anyway, sheep. Ben, sheep. Tell me about sheep.
So once again, going with the evolution and survival of the fittest, my placement down is that the reason why they have such a wide iris and they're sort of rectangular shape is so they can scan further or can take in information of a wider landscape in case there are predators nearby that they would need to flee.
Yeah. Their rectangular eye gives them an incredibly wide field of vision, so they can see almost everything around them without moving their head. And the really weird part is, as they lower their head to graze on the grass, their eyes rotate so the pupils stay parallel to the ground.
Wow.
So that's fun.
Once again, it makes sense for the sake of their survival.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Ben, how did you do that round?
I got 6.5.
So that's 23. Sleepy Snake.
7.5.
That's 18. And my box is better than bacon.
At 4.5.
Oh my god, I won one!
Ben, you win.
Hey.
Robin comes in second with 21, I believe, and we've got Sleepy Snake with 18, which is a very respectable score.
Honk shoo, honk shoo.
So, Rogue, what are we getting as a topic in May?
I'm thinking River Valley Civilization.
River Valley... I can't even spell it, apparently. River or Valley. River Valley Civilization. Oh, for feck's sake.
Civilization.
Civilization.
Yes. River Valley Civilization.
Can we answer the questions about the civilization instead of the civilization?
I'm very drunk, apparently. Okay, River Valley Civilization. I will double check I understand what you mean by that before we get to actually writing questions about it. We might also have a missing words round. And we'll see what other rounds I come up with in the meantime. I mean, it'll be just before we go to UK Games Expo, so maybe board games and stuffs.
Ooh, that'd be an interesting one.
Yeah.
For now, though, thank you guys so much for playing along. Thank you guys in the chat so much for being here and watching, even if...
Welcome, Raid! You've come at the right time when we're about to leave.
No, that is Robin is redeeming the Gaidar raid and telling us where we're going next.
Oh, I misread that entirely. I just saw Raid.
So, we are going to say thank you so much for watching. If you haven't done this already, please do hit that follow button. It's a great way for you guys to know we go live, a completely free way that you can support us on the channel. It really does mean a lot to us. It does also mean that you can tune in for the other streams we do. But first, we have a Discord you can join, chat with us about the games we're playing and things that we're doing. We have a YouTube channel that you can go to catch up on all of the previous videos that we've been making. And we have a website, finalbossfight.co.uk, that you can go to catch up on everything we do. Written content, audio, video, photos, all of that good stuff goes up on the website. As well as events that we're going to, which includes UK Games Expo, which I need to double check is set up properly on the website, because I think it should be showing up on the stream overlays shortly, if it isn't already. We are going to be at UK Games Expo, as I mentioned, which is at the end of May or the start of June, depending on how you calendar. And we're going to have, as well as being joined by Traveller's Trinkets and Franny Annie Crochets, we're going to have the Tamranor, Tamranor Adventurer's Guide to Haven's Coast and Wind's Furrow. I invented the title of it, and I can't apparently put it all in the right order. I'm word having trouble now with. So if you're going to be at UK Games Expo, please do come along and say hello and pick up a copy of the book from us. But in the meantime, we're going to go to the credits and we're going to show you what streams we've got coming up for the next little while. Tomorrow night, Rime of the Frost Maiden continues as the group continue to make their way through Ithran. They are going to be dealing with... what are they going to be dealing with? Things. They're taking a long rest, and then they're exploring the observatory. On Monday, hopefully we're going to be doing some Satisfactory. If not, we'll be doing something else. And then on Wednesday, Midweek Minecraft continues, hopefully, as we do maybe some trial chambers.
Yeah, maybe.
Get some loot.
See what everyone's up to.
Do some things. Now we're going to raid into VBI-kun, who is doing something, I'm sure.
Playing Repo.
And playing Repo, 3-player mayhem. So go give VBI-kun some love. We'll see you guys again real soon. For now, so long. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.